Hola, hola, ¿cómo están todos? Bienvenidos un día más a Diseño en Cuarentena. ¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo están? Cuéntenme. Bienvenidos, bienvenidos. Hola Lau. Hola Luis. Macedo, ¿cómo estás? ¿Qué tal? Bienvenidos chicos. Hoy tenemos una entrevista que está dando que hablar, ¿eh? Hay muchas personas que me han escrito emocionadas por el arquitecto que vamos a entrevistar hoy. Y justo estaba hablando con él hace un momento y estábamos definiendo a ver si lo hacíamos en español, en inglés, en portugués. Así que vamos a ver qué sale, pues, ¿no? El día de hoy. Bueno, quiero contarles que, pues, él es un gran amigo mío. Y él vive en Miami, de hecho, pero pues ahora se encuentra en Portugal porque se quedó varado allá. José es de hecho éramos vecinos hasta hace unos meses y al comienzo nosotros nos conocimos porque tenemos una amiga en común, Inés Martins, que es una gran diseñadora a la que también he entrevistado aquí. Y un día me contó que él trabajaba para Starbucks y yo dije, bueno, trabaja para Starbucks, cool. Y de ahí me dijo que era arquitecto. Y dije, ok, arquitecto de Starbucks, eso como que no lo estoy entendiendo. Y de pronto me mostró lo que hacía y yo me quedé, dije, wow, no, este es otro nivel. O sea, a ver, vamos a invitarlo. ¡Ey, Sandrita! Está con nosotros Sandra de Olo, qué lindo. Chato Velarde. José, vamos a conectarnos por tu Instagram de Starbucks. Perfecto. Yo voy a invitarte y pues aparentemente vamos a hacerlo en inglés, así que preparen su inglés.
Hola,
Y
¿vamos a hablar en español o portugués?
pues podemos... Perdón, estaban mis audífonos conectados y se escuchaba tu voz por allá lejos, pero ahora ya te escucho por aquí.
¿Cómo estás? ¿Bien?
Muy bien, ¿y tú?
También, también. ¿Quieres
Bueno,
hablar en español? Porque para mí español no es, pero yo
we can
pienso
talk in
que
English
entiendes.
if you want.
Porque
No,
English or portugués?
okay,
Yes.
I think we can talk in English. I think it can be better because today was the first time that my friend for Architecture Now, the page on Instagram, shared one of the interviews in his history. So I hope we can have public from everywhere today. So let's see.
I hope so. How is everything? Good?
Yes, everything is good. How is everything there in Portugal?
It's better. It's going quite well actually, comparing to United States. I'm waiting to fly back to my, but I think it's going well. Let's see how it goes. I hope to be in Miami at the end of the month again.
Okay.
Yes.
Nice. Well, you are from Portugal, right? From where in Portugal, Jerry Jose?
I'm from north of Portugal. I'm from Braga, close to Porto, and close to Galiza in Spain. So
Nice.
yes, it's a very nice area, very quiet. Braga has around 300,000 people, I guess. Yes.
Okay.
Well, I'm having a small problem. Wait just a second.
Sure.
I don't know. I probably will have to go back. Wait a
Sure.
second.
It's
sorry.
okay. Feel free.
Wait.
Here for you.
I'll be back. Wait.
Sure. Y bueno, a todos los que están conectados, quiero contarles que el día de hoy estamos con José Macedo. José Macedo es un arquitecto portugués muy bueno, que entre otras cosas es uno de los responsables por diseñar los edificios y las... ahí vamos a ver si podemos... no sé por qué no me deja. Él diseña tanto exterior e interior de las construcciones, de los restaurantes de Starbucks en Asia. Él ha vivido mucho tiempo en Asia y en Latinoamérica, que hace poco comenzó con Latinoamérica. Cuéntenme, por favor, si ustedes pueden ver, porque a mí no me permite eliminar, digamos, sacar a este perfil para poder... Ahí está. Perfecto. Ahora vamos a invitar a José desde su otro perfil. Sure, sure. Y today we're gonna do the interview in English, okay? So, para todos mis paisanos vamos a masticar un poquito de inglés. A ver cómo sale. Well, here is
Okay, okay.
Jose. Jose is...
Thank you. Thank you. Sorry for this.
It's okay.
Thank
Jose,
you.
how old are you?
So I'm 37 years old.
Oh.
Yes, and I studied in Portugal, architecture. And then I had the chance to go to Brazil to study 1 year exchange in Rio.
Oh, Rio.
And yes, Rio de Janeiro. And it was a very good year, a very good experience. And then after that year, before I finish my course, I work as a trainee as well in Rio in the office called CADAS. I will write down here, which is very interesting.
Studio.
Yes, CADAS Arquitectura, which works a lot with houses, residential houses in Brazil. Very open spaces, very interesting. And then I went back to Portugal. Just to explain a little bit of my background, and then I start working in Portugal on site for a hospital, and then after working on site, I went to Hong Kong. I work in a very big company at I think it was 2010. I had opportunity to work in one of the biggest companies in the world. Was the number 2 in 2010 called IDAS. And I worked with a designer called Andrew Bromberg. Andrew Bromberg. I will write here because it's a very cool design. I had the opportunity to do a lot of competitions and residential buildings and shopping malls around Asia, Southeast Asia. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna start from the start. Okay.
Yeah.
So I think it's interesting when we know your history from, for example, when you was in the school and you have clear that you want to study architecture or you have another options. How was this time for you?
I decided when I was like 16 years old that I wanted to study architecture. Yes. But I had a scholarship when I was 18 to study in the United States as a tennis player. So it was a random opportunity. So I went 1 year to United States to study and play tennis in Florida, actually. It's like the destiny. Now I'm in Florida again. But it didn't go so well. And I went back to Portugal to study in Coimbra, University of Coimbra, in the center of Portugal. Yes.
Yeah, I know. It's
so Coimbra is
interesting. Of the students, right?
Yes.
Have a lot of people there.
Yes, is a city of students and universities, and the interesting point is in the center of Portugal. So you have teachers in architecture from Porto and from Lisbon. So it was interesting mix, because in Porto we have the big architecture as Sotomoro and Cisa Vieira. That's cool. And Lisbon was a bit different at the moment. But it was interesting to study in Coimbra as well. Yes.
Nice. And you like to take photos. Absolutely, in this profile, in your profile, you share a lot of pictures, and you take it in Asia, in Latin America, in everywhere, every place
Yeah.
that you visit and you live. And it's interesting how you, because I know you in Ines Bierce. Ines is a common friend, Ines Martins, and my first contact with you was a photographer, drone photographer. And after I think one day, and we meet in Midtown and we talk, you told me I am architect, and I said, okay, it's interesting.
Yes.
Yeah,
So I have two profiles, which I started in Asia. When I joined Starbucks 4 years ago,
mm-hmm.
I start to add my works on Instagram, but just for myself actually. And I start to have like a profile from my work to the company as well, to be in contact with the US and Latin America business. So I
Mm-hmm.
start to put my portfolio of the company on that Instagram. And then I start to take pictures at the same time I join Starbucks. In Hong Kong, we have that skyline, the concrete skyline. There's so many skyscrapers, so many shapes.
Amazing.
And I always loved photography, but I never had idea to buy a drone, and it was my biggest thing to buy, most expensive thing. And I bought it, and I start to take pictures from top to bottom. So it's like 2D. It's like as we draw a sketch in architecture. So I start to go up with the drone and look down to see how the design works of the city. So I start to take a lot of pictures, and some people start to recognize them. And I had opportunity to have an article in the Time Out magazine in Hong Kong, then open up the viewers of my profile and opportunities, and then I start exhibitions in and so it was at the same time. At the same time I was with Starbucks, I start taking pictures, and every time I travel around the world, I take the drone with me. So it's it's an interesting hobby I have.
It's very interesting. But I wanna. So you work on Starbucks 4 years ago, right? You
Yes, I
start
was.
where? You start where?
Oh, so I start in Hong Kong.
Mm-hmm.
I start in Hong Kong, and I work for 15 countries. I start Starbucks. I joined
Mm-hmm.
Starbucks to start a new team of drive-throughs. Drive-throughs is the building that we have, and you know what a drive-through is, and you go with a car and
Yeah,
you
to go.
yeah. So in Asia was growing a lot in Starbucks, so they create a new team 4 years ago to develop a new kind of design, new language of design in Asia, because a lot of buildings were being made in Thailand, in Taiwan, Australia, and we start to develop some new concepts. So we start to try a lot of designs, as you can see that one. That
Mm-hmm.
is in Thailand.
And you designed it the outside and also the inside, right?
Yes. So it's always changing the design, right? In this kind of brands. So we have to keep going with the development. So there was a lot of types of designs. We had some good partnerships as well. This one is in Bangkok. It's interesting. It has a big concept behind, where you see that metal mesh is like the aroma of the coffee going out from the store and bringing in the customers to the main focus of the store, which is the main bar. It's a reserve bar. So in that bar, you don't only have coffee, you have special coffees, reserve coffees, and also some drinks with alcohol. So it's a very
nice.
Yes.
Very special, the Starbucks. I want one of these here in Miami.
Yes, in Miami, unfortunately, we don't yet have reserve bars, but we have roasteries, good roasteries in the United States, in Chicago and Seattle and New York. Very good designs, and you can try a lot of different things. We have already pastries inside the Starbucks.
Nice.
It's not only those stores we see, unfortunately, in Miami. But
yeah, Brunella Costa was my invited yesterday. Is a very good photographer, and I am sure she wanna go with me to this type of Starbucks to take a little alcohol.
Yes.
Yeah,
In
so
Asia,
funny.
there's a lot of things going on. We work with a lot of artists, local artists, local materials. It's a lot of things going on in Asia and Latin America now as well. This project was a collaboration with Kengo Kuma, an architect, Japanese architect, who developed the containers for the exterior with us, and we developed the interior. It was a good collaboration. This is in Taiwan, in Taipei.
Oh, wow. How many years you work in Asia?
In Asia? Almost 7. So I was working in architectural companies, and then I decided to change to the client side, which I think everyone goes together to the final project. When you work to the architectural company, you do a lot of competitions if you don't have the clients, right? And it's quite hard sometimes to get the project, and it's very unstable. But I think the brand side also has good possibilities for an architect, because you have opportunities to work in some parts of the world and develop some designs maybe that you don't have a chance if you work by your own, if you're not lucky as me. I wish someday I can have my own company, but for now I think it's a good, I call it a playground, because you do a design and after 2-3 months you have the building done, and you can learn faster with the mistakes you've done.
Well, we are with the architect José Macedo from Portugal, and he's now in Portugal, but he lives in Miami, very close to me, for real.
Yes.
We was neighbors for a very long time, right?
Yes. We met maybe a year ago, no?
Yeah.
And it's amazing. I get very inspired by your designs.
Oh,
so
wow. Thank you so much.
Keep following. It's a pleasure. The work have you been doing, not only in architecture but in the TV as well.
Oh, thank you.
yes, it's always a pleasure. And I've been looking to the Diseño in Cuarentena, and it's amazing the quantity of good designers you have been interviewing. And I hope I can be in Miami soon, because
me too.
The president doesn't allow me to fly. So this project you see is in Bangkok as well. Bangkok had a lot of my designs, so it's like a skin you see around the standard building that we have. It's 2 floors. We have outdoor area, but we wanted to make a statement in this. We have a KFC, which looks very cold and plastic, and we try to bring always the warmness of the wood and the texture of the materials, with some vegetation as well. So there's a lot of possibilities.
This project is so nice. Well, this is another view. Sorry, I didn't cut the pictures, but I think it's better because they can see that your Instagram and can follow you.
Yeah, they can.
But for example, this project, how born the inspiration for this specifically, for example?
So basically, this is like close to a highway. We have a brand behind everything. First of all, we have the brand, so we have to make a statement behind it. We need to make the logo as big, and then we had opportunity to have this site, but we have McDonald's right on the left, and then KFC on the right, and we wanted to make a statement, right, to make it different. We know the designs from KFC and McDonald's, but we wanted to bring the warmness and the texture. As I said, we had the building already shaped more or less by the rules of Thailand, but then we create this this skin with wood structure, and then what I did was to make it curvy. I learned a lot with Andrew Bromberg, as I said in IDAS. I will write down in a second. He used a lot of curves, and he gives some sensual side to the buildings, and when it's open, the only time I go up with wood fins, it's on the opening you see on the right for Starbucks, and then on the back side of the building for the drive-through window. And then on the interior side you have a lot of potential as well to work with artworks, with materials. It's a good
it's very interesting because well, Starbucks is a brand and you work for this brand, but the line of the design to every building is completely different. For example, this is more sensual, how you say, and this is completely the opposite, right?
Yes, there are many reasons for it. One of the reasons is different countries, so different regions, different customers, so different materials. We work out of with local materials, and on this is Thailand as well, but looks like it's close to an airport, so it has that language. The other thing is on this in Taipei we had a lot of containers. Next to it there's a containers field, so we try to work on sustainability. On this one, the landlord of the shopping mall has this company of stone, and this is not metal. Looks like metal, the facade, but it's actually stone. It's a brown stone, and yes, we try, since he has the material. Let's push the boundaries, and we create this. I create this kind of design, which I think it worked quite well.
This is the same one, the same, right?
Yeah, it's the same. We work with the lights on the exterior. You can see the up lights on the windows, and then at night it creates this big statements. And
it's very interesting because you work the outside, but also the inside. And I'm gonna put a little pictures about. We talk about this one, and this is the same.
Yes, it's the same store in Bangkok. Is the entrance. This is an artwork, and it's made of coffee spoons. So all the artworks, some are made in-house, and some we work with the proper local artist. On this one, actually, we work with a local artist, which is very good, called Rakit. I will write down here. It's very interesting to see. It's a Thai artist, and he draws a lot of animals, but in different shapes and layers. I don't know if you have the image there, but in my profile there's a possibility. And we went there to Thailand to talk with him, to input the brand ideas, because all the art has a process, right? We can give some ideas. For example, this is a meeting room on this same store, you can change the layout of the furniture, so you can put all the tables together and make a big meeting room, or when it's not used, you can use as a cafe seating. So what you see there is a wood carving coffee plant image at the end. When you open up that cabinet, you have a big screen for the meetings, but when it's closed, you see the wood carving. So, and all these paintings of the coffee plants are made by local artists all the time.
I think this is very nice, but well, to see the final product. But how is the process? Because you are in Miami, and you, for example, I don't know if in this time you live there in the country, but how you make the research about the history, the artist, the context around the place, no?
So basically, in Starbucks, how it works is each designer has his own store. So you start to develop everything. You start from the building exterior. You have a real estate team on the local of the project.
Okay.
So if you are in Hong Kong, you have real estate team, and then you have project managers who help you all the time. And but to develop some special stores, you have to visit. So you have to go to the country, and then you have to meet. You have to explore about materials, local materials. You go around with the project managers and the team, because we have the market teams. So each country has Starbucks.
Oh, so interesting.
So yes, it's a balance. So we work all the time with them, and in crucial times we travel to the countries and we have all the meetings. But basically we have a lot of projects, so it's hard to go all the time, but we try to go as many times as possible.
Yeah.
But yes, we try to develop. This is an artwork. We have some artworks, and we can try in different shapes and different materials. This is painted in a textured concrete wall, and yes, we always are learning in all the stores. This is a store in Bolivia.
This is the new project, because you are working for Latin America. How long?
So basically, I was 3 years working with Southeast Asia, and then I went 1 year with the Latin America business, and now I'm working with US business actually. But this one was a stand-up building in Bolivia.
In Santa Cruz, right? In Santa Cruz?
Yes, Santa Cruz. So it's like a box inside a glass box. You can see it's all again local materials. You can see the brickwork from Bolivia, and we emphasize the bar with a different tone with the brick. But when we curve in the box inside, we make it very warm with wood, so you can see from outside. And then we have exterior seating as well. So we always play with these elements. I think was well done. This is in Mexico, so we're always exploring new ideas, and sometimes we go to the standards, but sometimes as well we have the opportunity to develop new shapes, new materials, because the world is going so fast, and we need to make it. So this is felt on the ceiling, which is like a fabric. Is because of the acoustic, and we're always trying new.
Nice. And I don't know. Yeah, this one is amazing too. Where is this project?
This project was in Thailand as well. So this is the bar. It was a high ceiling, and we have this drop ceiling, and we had the opportunity to make a statement. Actually, this is an abstract, was done in-house. Actually, this was done by me as a designer, but it has some story behind it. Is the area where the coffee is made, and it's represented with the wood fins. So it's a lot of curved lines and texture from the wood.
Yeah, well, it's so nice. I wanna put this. This is one of my favorite projects. I think this view, or maybe this one. Yeah, it's the same. But I really like this ceiling. What material is this?
Sorry?
What material is in the ceiling bending?
The material is a metal mesh. It's a gold metal mesh, and we put some lights in between to create that effect. As I said before, this is the main bar, is the main focus of the whole store. So it's the highest part of the whole store is the bar. Usually, as you've seen in the other designs, we always put lower ceiling on the bar, but on this case, we decided to make the opposite. So it starts from high, from the bar, the center of the store, and you divide the space with those curved lines, which is like representing the landscape of the coffee plants. So if you turn around, you see the levels like the rice fields. But this metal mesh represents, as I said before, the aroma of the coffee coming from outside, actually starting from this big column, which has in the other side the symbol of reserve bar, which is a special bar, as I said. And from here, the aroma comes outside to bring the clients. So it has, and then this is a reserve bar, so you can sit down on this part. As you see, it's like a show. The baristas are preparing a special coffee. They have pour over, they have French press, they have nitro. So you sit down, and then you see on the bar is a wooden top, and then the front panel is with the metal again, but engraved with a design of the coffee plant as well. So everything in this project has a meaning behind.
Oh, I have a question. Do you develop any project in Peru, for example?
In Peru is, yes, I design in Poroshuco. Poroshuco, does it say anything to you? It's in Lima. Maybe it's a shopping mall and it's not open yet, but as soon as it opens.
What's the name again, please? What's the name?
Porochuco.
Porochuco.
Yes, and actually, one of my favorite projects, it's in Peru. It's not done by me, but from the team, and it's a container. It's a drive-through only. Let me try to find here, because I'm very curious. Since you asked, it's a very cool project. It's been by containers, close look as the other one you show in Taiwan.
Okay. Well, guys, we are with José Macedo. José Macedo is a big designer from Portugal, but he lives in US. He is now in Portugal for the quarantine, but he lives here in Miami, and he designed for Starbucks. Oh, wow. And this is in Lima?
This is in Peru, yes. Let me see. It's for sure. It's close by Lima, yes.
Nice.
You can see. Starbucks Perú inaugura primera tienda de Latinoamérica construida
con contenedores.
Oops, sorry. So it's like this.
It's so nice.
Yes. Very interesting project. I don't know exactly now, but I will let you know.
Nice. I like containers in general. En el centro comercial, dice Montserrat. Yeah, yo creo que sí, Montserrat. Montserrat is a Spain architect and designer, and she lives in Peru. And she was in Diseño en Cuarentena also. Well, Jose, I have different questions. For example, the first, how is to work to a Starbucks? How, for example, if any guy, any architect here, I am sure they are thinking, what I can do to work, for example, for a big company like a Starbucks.
How is it to work? You mean
how they can work there, for example?
How can you work?
Yeah.
If someone wants to work, you mean?
Yeah.
But tell me again the question, because
if someone can, because I am sure here we have a different type of people. We have a big architect and designer, and we have a younger architect and designers. So it's possible they are asking, or they're gonna ask, like, how, for example, you are working on a Starbucks. What you could do? What do you do?
I think it's a very good experience. Everyone is going on the same way, so you're not fighting against others in terms of design. The other thing is everyone works in one project, so you take care of your shops. So on the other side, you work with other areas. You work with marketing, you work with advertising, with engineering. So I think it's a very cool environment that you find when you work in brands like this. And Starbucks is well organized. It's all around the world. You have a chance as well to work in other parts of the world. I already work for Asia, Latin America. Now I'm working for US business. So you can see how different the world is going. And in terms of design as well, you learn a lot because you work with a lot of materials, as I said, regulations, and you can travel to other...
Voy a preguntarte en español porque mi inglés es más o menos como tu español, no es tan bueno.
Sí, pero estás preguntando si quiera.
No,
si alguien quiere.
A ver, si alguien de la gente, yo creo que se deben estar preguntando cómo se hace para trabajar en Starbucks.
It's quite actually, it's quite hard. I tried to join Starbucks before I joined. So I tried for 2 years. And the reason I got in was because before I was working in Galaxy Entertainment, which is a shopping mall and casino a company who works in Macau, close to Hong Kong. In a Starbucks as a project manager, and then I met someone from there. But it's quite hard. Usually they work with recruiters, so there's not a website, design website for Starbucks. So if you want to join us, be recommended from someone from there.
Yeah,
usually it's recommended.
A good background, right? For example, you work with a different studios or with a different architecture studios, right?
Yes, I was working with a lot of architects, but I didn't understand the question again. Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
But you understand how?
Yeah.
Does it make sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
To work for Starbucks and other brands like Adidas or Nike, it's usually from recruiters. They hire a recruiter company, or someone from inside recommends you. There's not a website usually to go and apply as the other companies worked.
Nice. Well, no, it's very interesting because, well, usually we visit the stores and we check, oh, it's amazing, it's nice, the art, but in my case, I never like stop and ask me like, oh, who designed this store or who designed this architecture, you know?
Yeah, because there are so many stores, right? And you need so many designers. So there's a lot of I can tell there's a lot of design studios of Starbucks around the world. So I think there's plenty opportunities for designers, and it's not as boring as people think, because these brands are always trying to find the new ideas. So innovating is a word all the time. So there's a lot of opportunities going on. Special when I was a younger architect, I never thought I would be in this situation, because we always want to be a very famous architect, right? Barragan, Vieira. But we have to learn as well, right? With the mistakes. And when you work on these brands, you have your work done in reality very fast. You have your work done in 3-4 months. When you work in architecture companies, sometimes it takes a year to see your work done.
Or more.
Or more, yes. If it's a big building, it takes 5 years or 4 years. So that's why I also try to go this way. But in the future, maybe, who knows? I want to have my own company as well.
Okay. Well, in all this time, I want to ask you, what's your best project or the project that you love more to do it?
But where? In Starbucks or outside?
I think in general.
So in Starbucks, before Starbucks, I always work in a team. So it's like it's a teamwork, or someone has also a voice. I never had many projects, opportunity to do a project outside the companies. But I hope
in Starbucks?
No, in Starbucks I have a favorite one. Which one? The one that you showed, the gold one. But at the same time, it was very interesting when I came to Hong Kong first time. As I said, I had opportunity to work with this architect called Andrew Romberg, and he does very crazy, I have to say. I don't know. I can show you. We work in a project which is called West Kowloon Terminal. So it's a terminal for speed trains. It goes from Hong Kong and it crosses all China. It's a very big distance. It goes from Beijing to Hong Kong, and it finished on this building, which is already built. It finished last year. So let me try to see here.
Thank you.
So it's crazy shape building. This is the station. This is the station, and you have a green roof all around. The station is all underground, but it comes here and it faces the city. You see the interior. Crazy lines.
It's so crazy.
Yes, crazy lines, a lot of engineering. All the project was done in Revit, so you must imagine all the panels are different. So you finish up looking to the city. Let me see here. Yes. You see the city here and the station here, and people walk around and has green roof. And it was very interesting to work on this on the design side, and then on site to develop some interior spaces. when you design these curved lines, it's interesting, but at the same time, you have a lot of empty spaces. So you have to be careful when you draw the curved lines. It's beautiful from the outside, but then you have to think how you're going to use all those tiny curves.
Yeah, it's amazing. I really like the forms and the views, you know, the landscape and the top. It's nice.
Yes, it was a very good experience to work as a young architect from Portugal. Going to Hong Kong was a good opportunity. So that's what I say to the young architects, is to go to places where the capital is, right? So at the moment when I was there, China was, and Hong Kong had a lot of money, a lot of construction.
Yeah.
And you have the opportunity to work in projects that in Portugal I will never had the opportunity. So my battery, I never did. It's my second live
it's okay
on Instagram, so I don't know how it works. All the battery is going down, but yes.
Why? Because I calling you? They're calling you or what?
No. Sometimes they call. Sometimes it's the battery. It's all good. I'm not an expert in live, but yes, and it has been a good journey.
I'm gonna ask you. Yo quiero preguntarte, ¿cuál ha sido el proyecto que menos te ha gustado hacer?
Oh, okay. So when I was in Hong Kong, I had opportunity to work in one data center. You know what is a data center? So it's like a building where you keep data. So basically, it's like you have servers inside. So you don't have windows in all building. Well, it can be boring because it's a box. And you just have an entrance on the first floor, but at the same time, you have the opportunity to try something on the exterior, right? Because you don't have windows, you could put a green wall or something. But at the same time, the people who want to build that, they don't have to spend money on that. They just want to keep the data safe. So it's a simple box. It's a rectangle. It's a cube. So
yeah. So, but you put colors or texture or something?
Yes, I tried my best, but the client didn't want to spend money, so it became just a boring.
Sounds boring.
Yes, it was a boring one. So and it was very fast to build, but no, not good looking to see. But
no, I'm sure. And Jose, you are a little famous architect in Portugal. Here, your work is so nice, and you are now working for one of the big companies in the world. But for the future, you wanna go out and open your own studio? What's your vision or your plans? What do you think about that?
Yes, of course, it's always in our minds. When we are architects or designers or creatives, we always want to create our own things without anyone saying yes or no. So I know the moment will come. I don't stop thinking about it, but I don't know when it comes. But I think it will come for sure. I want to open my own company, and I don't know if I will comply with the photography. I don't know, because I developed the same thing as I work as an architect. I keep developing the drone photography, so I don't know if it could work together, or I don't know, because there are so many architects around the world, so many good designers. You have to pick something that make you special, right? To make the difference. But I think there's a lot of opportunities, better than 10 years ago, for example. I think it's growing again. I think Miami is also good. I think there are a few opportunities, but let's see. After this coronavirus, I don't know how it's gonna work.
Everything is changing. Well, I'm gonna invite everything to visit your page, your personal page and your professional profile is Macedo_Starbucks to check your projects and to follow you, because it's very interesting to me to have a different type of architects and different type of designers, because everyone have a different histories, different vision, different everything. So I think it's so nice to can show all the scenarios.
Yes. Let's see how it goes. I'm very glad you invite me, and thank you for doing it in English. I'm sorry if there's Spanish and Portuguese, but I hope they understood.
Yeah. No, we talked a little before about that, and I think everyone understands a little English, so it's okay.
Yes, I will improve my Spanish. I promise.
Okay,
especially in Miami. Yes,
for sure. Well, Jose, I send you a big hug to you.
Yes, I hope I see you soon.
Portugal, and yeah, I see you here. Yesterday I was with Estefania, our friend, and we talked a little about you, but nothing. It's okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for this, and I'll see you soon.
Okay, go to sleep because there is like more than
midnight 30.
Yeah,
I'm going. Okay.
Yeah, that's
Thank
true.
you so much.
Thank you, my friend. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bueno, gente, y ha sido José Macedo. Espero que hayan disfrutado de esta entrevista. José es un talentoso arquitecto de Portugal. Yo quiero despedirme invitándolos para el día de mañana, que va a estar la diseñadora gráfica y artista y diseñadora de interiores, Erika Zielinski. Decidimos repetir la entrevista porque la primera no había tanto público y la entrevista se perdió. Muchas gracias, Bru, gracias, pequeños saltamontes, gracias a todos los que han estado aquí. Quiero invitarlos para mañana, que está Erika Zielinski, y pasado mañana está Diego Oliveira. Diego Oliveira es un ingeniero civil y arquitecto peruano muy exitoso, del que vamos a aprender muchísimo también. Y el día viernes tenemos a Raúl Martins desde España. Raúl Martins es uno de los diseñadores más reconocidos de España, también participante de Casa Decor, y pues nada, es un grande, así que vamos a prepararnos. El sábado es mi cumpleaños, así que no voy a hacer transmisión en vivo, y ahí ya nos pasamos hasta el lunes, que ya vienen Martin de Seuler, que es un diseñador de Bélgica, que va a estar con nosotros, súper famoso y súper increíble. Tiene unos muebles espectaculares. Tenemos a la artista brasileña Clara Piquet, tenemos a Manuel Jaén desde Colombia, así que nada, nos vemos el día de mañana con la gran Erika Zielinski desde Lima, Perú. Yo me despido, no lo dije, pero hoy es martes 9 de junio del 2020 y tuvimos al gran arquitecto José Macedo desde Portugal. Muchas gracias. Nos vemos mañana con Erika Zielinski. Chao, chao.